Oh, il y a quelqu'un! Oh, il y a quelqu'un!
So I don't think anybody would have expected this, but a movie about a guy getting his head stuck in a toilet won Best Feature Film of the Fantasia Film Festival, and it's a wild comedy thriller that I had to see. So let's get into it. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be doing my spoiler-free review of a movie. This is going to be the last movie of my film festival coverage, the Fantasia Film Festival 2025. Premiered at this, well, it is one of the movies that actually showed at it, and that is the movie called Flush. Yes, Flush. Very appropriate name for a very crazy, wild comedy thriller. I'm a big fan of comedy thrillers. I really like them. I don't know what it is about it. Some people, they just need to have their comedy at once and then their thrillers separately, but I like mashing them together, man, because I got a dark sense of humor, and I think that kind of like is like the best. It's just, it gets you excited and you're just like grossed out. And this is a gross out film and just a wild fucking movie, man. Let me just tell you. I'm so glad I got to see it, and I'm so glad it's at least one of my last videos on this. I may do another video with some other movies in it, but it's been a lot of work, and I hope you guys check out all the other videos. It's been a crazy ride. I've been having a lot of fun. Jason of Sinister Cinema and I have been kind of going back and forth about all the movies we've seen, so. But yeah, Flush is a fantastic movie. It is definitely one to remember, one that you gotta own. I hope we get a physical copy, and I hope it comes to America, because like this is a French film that is just so wild. It's essentially about a middle-aged coke fiend named Luke who's having a pretty terrible night, and having gone to confront his ex at the club where she works, he's determined to somehow win her back, win the love of her back. And one thing leads to another, and he soon finds himself wedged head first in a toilet. Now, just to be clear, these aren't the type of toilets that maybe the US uses. These are the stand over it and squat kind. So it has a pretty big hole. It's not like sticking your head in a commode, you know, in the US where you sit down on it, you know. That would be ridiculous. Not that this isn't, but man, he gets his head put in there in a pretty physical way. I won't explain how that happens, but my God, just the sounds of it was enough. But it is just one bad situation after another, one poor or great decision after another. And all of these little like decisions are just so thrilling. It's like such a great comedy thriller movie that really just kind of feeds off of your energy, and it makes you kind of have a panic attack essentially while watching this movie, either out of grossed out stuff, or, you know, just like, man, I wouldn't want to be stuck in that situation. Because can you imagine being stuck in that position where your head's in the ground? Like, that's wild. Like, that's, I mean, if I had like, claustrophobia, that would be like insane for somebody. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a fucking crazy ride, man. So anyway, this movie carries on. He like essentially goes in the bathroom because he's calling his ex, and he bought some stuff from one of the guys at the club. And apparently the guy at the club had hid his stash in that room, and things go horribly wrong when they show up in that room and hold him accountable for all the other stuff. Our character Luke really just does not make any good decisions. You're gonna have to suspend your disbelief a little bit. I know that sounds kind of crazy saying that out loud when I'm talking about a movie where a guy gets his head stuck in a toilet. But seriously, there are some things that happen in this movie that you have to kind of suspend your disbelief on why somebody would do it. You know, it's it's supposed to be fun, guys. Like, you don't need to take a comedy so seriously, okay? Set some of your like preconceived, this is just gonna break reality kind of arguments to the side and just go for the ride on this one, because it really is a lot of fun. And even if it doesn't necessarily mean I would make those choices, Luke here sure fucking does. And it just makes for a really grotesque, wild, bizarre, and just sometimes just exciting, I guess, thrill ride of a movie that I got to see. And it's only 70 minutes long, guys. Like less than that even. But the irony in this movie, the levels of like grotesque stuff that happens in this movie, there's some actual gore in this film as well that you really just have to kind of go like, oh man. And this is, keep in mind, all happening in a toilet where shit goes, okay? Ugh. Think about that after everything that goes on, all the cuts, bruises, things he puts in his mouth, and situations he gets himself into is just insane. Like, this is one that I definitely want to pick up for like a physical media, so I hope that they put this out on some sort of physical media, but I feel like it's going to be so weird and bizarre that people won't give it a shot or something. But you know, I don't know. I guess we have Rubber and, you know, the movie about a killer tire. So I'm sure that got distribution. It got a Blu-ray and a DVD. So hopefully one of these boutiques or some distribution company picks it up and realizes. And I think the fact that this won Best International Feature Film, the Golden Award at Fantasia Film Festival, says a lot. And I think you're going to definitely appreciate it once you see it yourself, you know what I mean? Yeah, this is by director Gregory Morin, who has done actually quite a few different movies. He's actually done Paris by Night of the Living Dead and Ultimate Zombie Feast and a few other things, but this one I think is like his biggest one yet, although Zombie Feast is a real full movie. It's 2 hours and 21 minutes, which I'm kind of curious to see now. Probably where he gets all the like gore and stuff, and why this is probably a appealing movie for those of you who are horror fans, because some of the gore and like poop gags and stuff like that are in here is great. And every situation that this guy gets himself into is just one step too far and one step in the wrong direction, you know what I mean? But then also he somehow is like, you know, miraculously survives certain situations. I won't tell you how this one ends, obviously, but you know, let's just say it gets worse and worse and worse as you watch the movie and it goes on. But in my opinion, it's well worth the watch, and I would give it at least an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10. Probably an 8.5, just because it's just a lot of fun. It was like a really fun watch for me this year. I wouldn't call it horror, but I definitely think it's within that realm of interest for fans of horror because of how far graphically it goes. And just like, you know, it is kind of a fucked up thought to be stuck, like hunched over with your head in a hole in the ground. Like, that is kind of horrifying in some way. And if you were a claustrophobe, well, this would be a fucking nightmare fuel, you know what I mean? Like, but man, it is definitely an achievement, even if it does kind of make you, you know, suspend your disbelief a little bit in a lot of moments. It's just a lot of fun. Don't take it too seriously. Watch it as soon as you can. And I would definitely say, if you get the chance to rent it and it's not on any of your streaming services, don't prevent yourself from not seeing it. It's a fun 70-minute fucking ride, man. But Flush, thank you to everybody involved in the movie. You guys rock. Thank you for letting me check this movie out ahead of time, you know, for a lot of people. Congratulations on the win and the movie itself. It's just a fun ride. I really love it. Thank you to Fantasia for allowing me to have this fun ride with you guys. I may do another video that will kind of wrap it all up and talk about my favorite picks and such like that, you know, the horror, the non-horror, etc. I didn't really get to watch enough non-horror to really make a video about that, so I'll just combine it all in one if I do decide to do that. Hope everybody had a fantastic time out there, whether you're there physically or remotely. Amazing. So thank you. Thanks for coming by, guys. Let me know what you think about this movie in the comment section down below, because I got to hear from you about this one. You got to tell me what you think. I mean, would you watch a movie like this? Because I'm pretty sure 99.9% of you who follow this channel and know me will. So, thanks for coming by, and as always, long live the void.